One of the characteristic moments in my friendship with Saul occurred down by the Sawkill River, where, I guess it was the Sawkill River, where we had gone to go swimming. And Susan was there, and my then husband, and who was off somewhere, I don't know, doing whatever he was doing. And there was a moment when Susan grabbed the rope and swung out into the river to drop down. And Saul asked me, well, what do you think, Pat? Should I or shouldn't I marry her? I said, Saul, you can't expect me to tell you the answer to that question. You've got to find it in yourself. And she dropped into the water. Ultimately, they were married. Then, later, not that much later, my professor was offered a position at the University of Chicago, and I think it was largely on the strength of Saul Bellow's recommendation. And Saul said to me at the time, you know, Pat, the only reason I did this was so that, you know, we could spend some more time together and have fun. So, you know, I'm really glad we're going to Chicago together. And not only was he going to Chicago, but another friend, the wife of Heinrich Blücher, who had been my teacher for the senior symposium and who was a philosopher, married Hannah Arendt. It was his wife also, who was going to be a member of the Committee on Social Thought. And that became my social life when we went to Chicago. We saw a lot of Hannah, and we saw a lot of Saul and Susan and other friends on the committee. My professor was in the English department, and I had left Columbia and gone with him, as women did in those days. And it was an interesting time, and we saw a lot of each other. And ultimately, I became pregnant with my first kid. Susan was also pregnant, and Adam, I think, was born 3 weeks ahead of Eric, my son. And I can remember being at Saul and Susan's in their apartment and looking at the new baby and standing there next to Saul, and he said to me, you know, Pat, I've been through this one before. I guess the whole business of marriage, fathering one child by each wife, was already an experience he'd been through, and Susan Bellow was, I believe, his third wife, and I think there would be 2 more after that. That's all I can do right now.
What was the job you had in Chicago?
Oh yeah, I can talk about that.
Was that the government job? When you were
Yeah.
at clearance?
Yeah.
Would you want to talk about that now or later?
Later.